ever watched a movie or a show where the bad guy sneaks up behind the good guy, but the good guy doesn't realize what's about to happen to him? Now, what do you do when you're watching a show like that? Well, if you're like me, you're probably yelling at the screen, "Dude, watch out, he's right behind you." This is a special storytelling technique, and it's called dramatic tension. The audience knows something that one or more of the characters doesn't yet know. It's a very effective storytelling technique that's been used for thousands of years. And it's not just for scary stories. This writing tool can be used positively to resolve conflict. Now, how do I know this technique is thousands of years old? Well, because it occurs in the Bible. That's right. In the book of Genesis, right after the flood, we see this technique at work. The next Bible prophecy we're going to explore is found in Genesis 8, verses 21 and 22. Noah and his family have just survived the flood. Now, talk about a conflict that needs some resolution. Well, this is it. One of Noah's first actions after leaving the ark was to build an altar to the Lord and offer an animal sacrifice on it. He knew that God had brought him safely through the flood. His response was the appropriate response, a grateful act of worship in response to all that God had done for him, to bringing him safely through the floodwaters. The very next verse describes God's reaction to Noah's worship. And it brings us back to this storytelling technique I mentioned a few moments ago, dramatic tension. Genesis 8, 21 and 22 says, "And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living as I have done, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." So at this point in the narrative, we learn something about God that Noah is not yet aware of. There's the dramatic tension. God was pleased with Noah's sacrifice, and he vowed not to destroy earth with another global flood. This prophecy, God's promise, will be revealed to Noah in the next chapter of Genesis, but in this private, divine disclosure, we see some beautiful gospel truths that God wants us as the readers to grasp.